Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a time in your life when you've got to make a decision. Will you be ruled by fear or will you rise with faith? Fear is a liar. Fear whispers, you're not ready. Fear says, what if you fail? Fear screams, what will they think? But here's what fear doesn't know. You were born with purpose. You were born with power. You were born with greatness waiting to be unleashed. Let me tell you something. Fear is not the enemy. Living small is. See, most people tiptoe through life hoping they make it safely to death, but not you. You're here because you know there's more. More in you. More for you. More from you. I remember a time when I was scared out of my mind. No money, no direction, just doubt and dreams that kept me awake at night. I was terrified of failing, of looking stupid, of being alone. But do you know what changed everything? One decision. I chose to stop negotiating with fear. Fear gets its strength from your agreement. Stop feeding it. Starve it with action. You don't need all the answers. You just need to start. Because when you walk in your purpose, the path starts to clear. I'm not saying it'll be easy. You will fall. You will cry. You will be misunderstood. But you will rise. And every time you rise, you get stronger. Not because the fear disappeared, but because you move through it. Fear doesn't lead. You learn to lead it. To look it in the eye and say, you don't own me. Not today, not ever. Listen, your dreams are not optional. Your calling is not a suggestion. It's a demand from your future self, pulling you forward. So don't wait for confidence. Move with courage. Don't wait for permission. Give it to yourself. Don't wait for the fear to go away. Walk through it like the warrior you are. You don't need to be fearless. You just need to be willing. Willing to leap. Be willing to fail. Willing to grow. Because on the other side of fear is freedom, is power, is the life you were meant to live. So the next time fear comes knocking, you stand tall, look it dead in the eye and say, I have no fear. Fear gets its strength from your agreement. It lives in the permission you give it. Fear has no real power until you say, yes, you're right, I can't do this. The moment you accept the lie, it becomes your truth. But here's the thing. Fear is not a fact. Fear is a feeling, and feelings are not final. They come and go. They rise and fall. Fear is a reaction, not a reality. It paints pictures in your mind that haven't happened yet. And then it convinces you to live as if they already have. You start hesitating. You start shrinking. You start playing small. Not because of what's in front of you, but because of what you've allowed to grow inside you. You see, every time you agree with fear, you reinforce it. It becomes a habit. It becomes a belief. And the more you believe in it, the more it controls you. You say no to opportunities because fear says you're not good enough. You don't speak up because fear says they'll judge you. You stay in situations that drain you because fear says there's nothing better out there. It's not the obstacle holding you back. It's the agreement you made with fear. Fear thrives in silence. It grows in the dark corners of your mind where doubt, insecurity, and past failures live. It feeds on your hesitation. It multiplies every time you postpone your purpose, procrastinate on your potential, or bury your dreams under excuses. And it sounds so logical, so protective. What if you fail? What if you get hurt again? What if you lose everything? But what fear never asks is, what if you win? What if you rise? What if this time? It changes everything. When you agree with fear, you surrender your power. You hand over your voice. You sit on your gift. You silence your calling. And the tragedy is not that fear showed up. It will always show up. The tragedy is that you let it sit at the table and make decisions in your life. You let it vote on your future. And fear has only one vote: to keep you exactly where you are, comfortable, safe, stuck. But here's the truth. The moment you stop agreeing with fear is the moment you reclaim your freedom. Fear will talk, but you don't have to answer. It will knock, but you don't have to open. The power was never in the fear. It was always in your response. You can interrupt the pattern. You can change the narrative. You can choose to respond with courage instead of compliance. You are not fear's puppet. You are not fear's servant. You are a creator, a fighter, a force. And when you stop giving fear your agreement, you take back control of your story. Most people tiptoe through life hoping they make it safely to death. They don't live, they exist, waking up each day not with excitement but with routine, doing the same thing, thinking the same thoughts, walking the same path, all to avoid discomfort, playing it safe, staying quiet, never rocking the boat. They don't chase dreams, they chase security. They don't take risks, they take orders. And in the name of being practical, they bury possibility. In the name of being realistic, they abandon greatness. They tell themselves, I'll try later, but later becomes never. I'm not ready becomes a lifestyle. They wait for the perfect moment, not realizing that perfection is just fear in disguise. They avoid rejection, avoid failure, avoid being seen. They tiptoe because standing tall might draw attention. They whisper because speaking loud might invite criticism. They hide because shining might expose their flaws. But hiding doesn't keep you safe. It keeps you small. And here's what's dangerous. The world encourages this. Society rewards comfort. Stay in line. Follow the crowd. Fit the mold. Don't question. Don't dream too big. Don't step out of bounds. But deep down, something inside you is screaming for more. You weren't built for smallness. You weren't made to just pay bills and die. There's a fire in your soul that refuses to be silenced. Part of you knows that this life is short and sacred, and wasting it by living someone else's script is the real tragedy. The people who tiptoe are not cowards. They're conditioned. Conditioned to believe that survival is the goal, when in truth the goal is expression. To stretch, to evolve, to become. You don't honor life by hiding from it. You don't protect yourself by playing it safe. You protect your fears. And those fears grow stronger every time you settle. Every time you compromise your gift for approval. Every time you say yes to a life that doesn't inspire you. Look around and you'll see people who have mastered the art of being busy but not fulfilled, productive but not passionate, present but not alive, because they've convinced themselves that safety is success. But safety is a slow death. It lulls you into mediocrity. It numbs your dreams. It trains you to survive instead of thrive. You were not given breath just to be cautious. You were not given a vision just to blend in. Life is not meant to be carefully avoided. It's meant to be boldly lived. That doesn't mean recklessness. It means courage. It means refusing to let fear write your story. It means walking toward what scares you because you know what's on the other side is worth it. Most people tiptoe through life hoping to avoid failure, not realizing that the biggest failure is to reach the end and realize you never truly lived. Your dreams are not optional. Your calling is a demand. It's not a suggestion. It's not a hobby. It's not something you do if you have time. It's a pull on your soul, a fire in your belly that refuses to be silenced. That dream you keep thinking about, the one that wakes you up in the middle of the night, the one that shows up when you're quiet, that's not random. That's your purpose trying to get your attention. It's not asking for permission. It's demanding you to rise. You were born with something unique inside you, a gift, a voice, a story, a mission. You weren't just dropped here to pass time or copy someone else's life. You were sent here to deliver something only you can. And every time you ignore that call, something inside you dies a little. You feel it. That heaviness, that restlessness, that quiet frustration. It's not because you're lazy. It's because your soul knows you're capable of more. Your dream is not here to entertain you. It's here to change you, to challenge you, to wake you up and stretch you into the person you're meant to become. And yes, it will be hard. It will test you. It will break you down so it can build you back stronger. But that's the cost of purpose. That's the price of greatness. Dreams aren't meant to be easy. They're meant to be earned. Most people treat their dreams like they're side projects. Nice to have, but not necessary. But when you treat your dream like an option, you give yourself permission to abandon it when it gets uncomfortable. You give yourself an exit when things get real. But your calling doesn't disappear just because you avoid it. It waits. It lingers. It follows you from job to job, from year to year, until you finally answer. You can try to silence it with distractions, drown it out with routine, or bury it under excuses, but it will always come back because it's tied to who you are. You can't run from yourself. You can't hide from your own potential. You can pretend to be satisfied with less, but deep down you know the truth. You know when you're out of alignment. You know when you're settling. You feel it in your gut, in your bones, in your spirit. The world doesn't need more people playing small. It needs people who are willing to step into the calling fully and unapologetically. People who understand that playing it safe is a betrayal of the gift they were given. Your dream is not just about you. It's about the lives you'll impact, the doors you'll open, the legacy you'll leave. And that calling will not wait forever. At some point, you have to stop thinking about it, stop talking about it, and start honoring it.